Hello, good afternoon, and welcome. This is the image series, and we're actually on Voice for SMEs. This program is specially designed to give a voice to SMEs before you go for your sales pitches. And so it's aptly titled Winning Before You Start. I'd like to welcome my colleague here and ask you to please help me in bringing him on the first edition of our program.
Hi
Is
everyone.
Ayo Emakome. Ayo will be asking me questions about how to improve your sales and speech skills when you approach your clients.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ayo. Now, I'll just let you a little bit into what the image series is all about. The image series is actually a marketing communications tool to help our SMEs to approach business the right way. And what we do is to give you skills that have to do with marketing communication, skills that will help you manage your image, and skills that will give you that edge over your competitors in this very wild, competitive marketplace. Today, like I said, we'll be talking about winning before you start. And of course, everyone wants to win. But before we win, could we just get a sense of who exactly an SME would be? Aya, would you help us with that?
An SME, well, starting from the word SME, is stands for small and medium scale enterprises. On a basic level in Nigeria, an SME is the average business that has less than 20 employees and does less than 100 million in annual turnover. It's basically as an SME
Yeah. So that would make someone like me,
in the
who,
category of
who
SMEs.
has a staff of less than two, to be an SME.
Yeah.
And the implication of that is that we are going to be pitching against big corporations sometimes in order to get maybe some juicy deals. Um, the advantage that we need over them is our preparedness. So when we say we want you to win before you start, all we're simply asking you to do is to prepare, prepare, prepare. And now, what do you prepare with? Right from the first contact with the client, even when you sense that there is something in the offing, the way you're supposed to approach the client matters. And what we're saying here is that the introductory letter or the introductory move for that account or for that sale or for that deal is very important. The way it is packaged, the way it smells, the way it tastes, and all of that is very important because right from the get go, you're passing a message across. You're trying to show your professionalism about what you're doing. You're trying to show your competence right from the word go. So, even from that first phone call, from that very first phone call, asking if there is an opportunity for you to make a presentation, it's important how you put the message across. So, the nature of this program, and I need to tell you this, is that I will talk for a little while and then I'll get your questions. And with the questions, I'll be able to educate myself a little better and hopefully you. So, Ayo, I hope you'll be getting your question. Ah, there, he has a question already.
You know, those days when we were in secondary school, we used to send love letters. So we made sure it smells nice. And then we can put food inside, depending on who we are sending it to, so that it tastes nice.
I hope the food
But,
isn't perishable.
but now you are saying we should do the same thing, or is that what you are saying for our introductory letters for to our prospective clients?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that it's all about packaging.
Okay.
It's all about packaging right from the beginning. The tone of your letter, the language in your letter, the way it is delivered, the follow
Okay.
up.
So it comes in that chewable paper.
It now, when we talk about winning before the pitch, We are actually starting from the very beginning. As a matter of fact, the beginning is so far back that we may not even be able to cover it in one episode of this program. Now, your corporate outlook, that is basic and it is even taken for granted. You will find that some of our SMEs, especially, are not properly packaged by way of maybe even basic things like their letterheads, their envelopes, the way the letter is written, even letter writing. There are business letters, there are casual letters, and the way it is delivered to the
Okay.
prospect is very important. So, we're talking about those basic things that we take for granted. Make sure that you have a very good image right from the beginning. Your logo, well, that's a matter of choice, but your logo has to be decent. It has to go on a proper letterhead. The letter itself has to be coined in such a fashion that will make the client or the prospect know from the word go that you are a true professional and a businessman. Now, from that point, the delivery of the letter has to be done in a professional manner, excuse me. And what I mean by that is that the delivery system, has to be seamless. It has to be properly recorded. It has to be properly acknowledged at the other end. It has to be properly followed up because you cannot drop a letter and just leave it there, you know. And the way it is followed up, the level and the caliber of your staff that does the follow up is also very important. These are some of the things that make an impression on the prospect. So now, another thing we also need to look at is your profile.
Okay.
All of these things we will need to talk about at later editions. Your profile has to be included in the letter of introduction, a short profile of yourself, what you've done, your achievements, what you aim to do, what the client stands to benefit from you. So all of these are very important from the first with
Yes.
contact point, and then of course at the end of the letter or at the end of your approach to that client, you need to get your contact properly stated. For instance, you're asking the client, if you want to get back to us, this is the way to
To
do
get
it.
back to us.
And when that is put in place, you have to make sure that that contact point is active
Okay.
at all times. So, winning from the get go is what we are looking at. We'll see you in another 30 seconds. You're welcome back. And of course, this is the Voice for SME, and you're listening to the special programs made for you, the Image Series with John Senaya. Earlier on in the program, I made a few assertions. I made a few points that some people may or may not agree with. And so in the studio with me now, I have my old friend, Ayo, and I
Hi
also
there.
have Wale with me. They'll be posing questions that have to do with winning before you start. So you're welcome, Wale.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, who's popping the first question?
I could start. Or can I start?
Yeah,
Go
go
on,
ahead.
go on.
We talked about winning before you start, which includes your letterhead, your logo, and all that, the paper. But my question is, some SMEs they don't use letterhead per se. Is that copy and paste and do all that? Are you saying there's in a situation of lean start, that will not work?
That will not be professional.
Okay.
It may work, but it may not be professional. Again, what we need to realize is that anything can work in any environment, but what you're gunning for is a huge determinant of what you're going to put out.
Okay.
So why not get yourself better packaged? Put yourself on a good letterhead, get yourself a good corporate outlook, and you'll be winning everywhere. So yes, you can get away with it, but it is not professional. What we're trying to say here is that we have to be ready professionally for every sales pitch.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
I'd like to ask more question regarding that. For IT tech guys and the new generation guys, everything goes the mail way these days, email. Now, on the path of a letterhead, does it really have to be letterhead on physical paper for you, or they can go the e-way? Like myself, I think I actually do something. I have my letterhead image. That's
Yes.
the header image. And when it's time for me to send stuffs out, I grab the image, drop it on on the at the header part of the
Yes,
Word,
and put
Word
it there.
document, put the other part, and do what I have to do. Also, I have my signature signed out already. I dump it at the signature point, then send.
Yes, you see, now we're pitching traditional against revolutionary. There are some things that, yes, we can fly with,
Okay.
revolutionary.
Okay.
But the tradition is the tradition.
Mm.
If you go to the United Kingdom, if you go to England, the Queen of England, you will not stretch out your hand until she stretches hers out for a handshake.
Very true.
That's traditional. So you cannot say that because you're in a new age that you're going to skip some steps
And give her a hug.
and give her a hug. So yes, you can do your email or e-letters, but there are some environments where the physical thing
is required.
is required, and that has to be done as a tradition, as a corporate tradition.
I'm only just asking about acceptance, acceptability here. That based on this training for the training for this program purpose.
Yeah.
Do you think what's your that's your view that we can keep doing that, but we shouldn't skip it when necessary.
But particularly when it's necessary. And you see, again, depending on the kind of client that you are approaching,
Okay.
there are some traditions that cannot be broken. I can't name the blue chip companies now, but I know that almost every blue chip company in this country would insist on a physical letter. Even if you're going to send a mail of your profile or whatever, they'll want you to hand in properly, a hard copy of your proposal, for instance.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Um, do we need to discuss the contents now?
if you wish to discuss the content, I'm here. I'm here for.
Because one is the packaging, like you said.
Yes.
Two is what's inside the packaging. Now I'm
The
talking
step
about
by
like the
step.
language.
The step by step.
Yes.
Yes, I said earlier that that will be something that cannot be accommodated within the time frame that we have here. But I assure you that we'll have a special session that will take you through the step by step of what you need to do, what you need to put into your package to give you that winning advantage over competition. You're also allowed to call me live if you wish to, because I know that people are revving up for
Yeah.
for answers to some of their questions. Just remember that nothing is cast in gold or stone, like we say. So sometimes we bend the rules, but sometimes we insist that tradition stays. I'll be waiting for your calls. Please reach me.
And from the quarters of the online community, we are very much online already. Wherever you are watching this from, either on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even LinkedIn, or on our website, you can drop your comments anytime on each of the topics and get answers. Right? You will definitely get back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So once again, is the voice for SMEs, and the program is the Image Series
Image
with John
Series.
Senaya. We'll be taking your questions as you bring them. We hope you'll send them all in. This is all to give the voice to small and medium scale enterprises, people who we expect will be able to stand up and face the giants in that very wild terrain of competitive marketing. I'll be with you again, same time next week, live on Voice for SMEs. Thank you very much.